Team 29.
Yeah, so many interesting matchups, yo, as the CLS Knights get the first possession here. I mean, man for man, it's Lamb taking on Herring right now, which is a great move to begin this game for Doug Herring.
Wrong way along. We go right to Esho. Esho posting up against Singletary. Double team. Kicks it out. Wrong way along from deep. That is short.
Long way along shooting woes continue from that loss to Singapore. He's got to shake it off. I mean, it's 2 road games, but they need to bounce back.
And we'll take a look at that matchup. It's Watkins versus White, and White makes a pay.
You know, it's funny. We arrived here a little early in the gym. This gym was practically deserted. And within a span of 30 minutes, we saw like about 10 buses come in, and now this place is full.
On the break, Tyler Lamb could.
They drew first blood, and they want to keep that pressure on the visiting Knights.
And you talk about that matchup now. It's Lamb versus Herring. On the other end was Jawato defending Lamb. Wrong way along. In the corner to Jawato. Misses. On the counter, here is Singletary. Goes to White. Back to Singletary. Oh, this is going to be a great matchup of imports.
Oh, yeah, you bet. I mean, I credit the long arms of Maxi Esho, and he knows Mike Singletary very well. It's not the first season they've gone up against each other. They've gone up against each other in the past seasons as well.
You see the brute force inside from Mono Vampire. That's White, Singletary, and Travis defending the paint.
Knights basketball.
Esho thought about the 3. Decides to shoot. That rims out. That's a 3rd straight miss from the Knights from deep.
You're right. No, Maxi Esho's got to get at least 20 and 10 in this game if the CLS Knights want to do something against Romeo Travis, who's posting up right now.
With the fade, Travis, that's a miss. Knights are running once again.
You know, Romeo Travis, he is one of the closest friends of LeBron James, and they go all the way back to their high school days. And you know that Travis learned a lot from hanging out with the King.
We're still waiting for that Instagram post from the King
about
right. Romeo Travis and the Mono Vampire Basketball Club.
To somebody who's already been there. So it's going to be a Malcolm White talking a lot in this game.
You make a good point, well. So with all these import level types of players, as Singletary knocks it down, what if you're Coach Douglas Mardio, what do you do about the egos with these lineups?
Well, the first thing, we all know that Romeo Travis, we've experienced him before. Hey, that's going to be a continuous knows that Malcolm White is the anointed vocal leader.
Herring from deep. Another miss from the 3-point line for the Knights. They reset. Jawato against Singletary. Shot clock down to 5. Somebody's got to make a move. It's Esho. Baseline. Spin. And that is a shot clock violation. 4-2. Around roughly 2.5 minutes have passed.
And now look at this. It's Tyler Lamb now assuming the point guard chores. They're going to do this a lot. Freddie Leach has got to play off the ball a lot. It's actually more of a natural position for Freddie Leach.
Leach from deep. Leach makes the 3.
There you go. So they're switching it up. CLS had better be aware of this combination. There is no more Jason Brickman, who is a true point guard. Leach sometimes brings down the ball. Sometimes it's Singletary who does the point as well.
Long way long. Another 3. Another miss for the Knights.
Not a good start here for the Knights.
Singletary, stop and pop. That is short. The ball will...
But he's got to be aware, of course, that Maxi Esho is the top dog in the other side. So he'd better keep a good eye on him at all times.
Tyler Lamb. Mono dishing the basketball around. Lish. That's long. Rebound to the Knights. Long way long pushing. Jawato open. Still a no-go from deep for the Knights.
Yeah, but they're playing with fire. It's a matter of time before Brandon Jawato finds his range.
Spin by Lamb. Could not control the leather.
This unit, even if he is the 4th option on offense here, he did score 25 in his debut in a mono uniform in that loss to the Wolf Warriors.
Single.
Doug Herring is trying his best, but his teammates have to respond.
Let's not forget the Knights hold the record for the most number of 3-pointers in a game at 19.
I believe the record was
Sorry,
22.
22. Sorry,
yeah,
22.
22. But in this building,
after they hit 22, they actually shot 18 or 19.
18 in this building. You're absolutely right. 43 pointers in the last 2 games. It's not working for them today, though. This guy has to get on court, and he's 0 for 3 from the field.
Wong Wei Long still having trouble finding the bottom of the net as Jawato slicing and dicing. He gets the bucket to go.
That's one of the best ways to get back into this game. Stop the outside shots. If you can see that open lane, go for it. Malcolm White was nowhere in the area that time.
Secretary looks for an opening. Go to Travis. Shot clock down to 5. Singletary with the move. Doesn't go.
That's just great denial defense as well for CLS, for Malcolm White not becoming a factor here. Hey, this is back-to-back layups for Brandon Jawato. They're starting to find some weaknesses in the defense of the Mono Vampire.
And if the three-point shot is not working, you go straight to the basket. That's what the Knights are thinking right now. It's going to be offensive foul on Lamb. And you talk about elite defenders. Douglas Herring is no pushover.
Yeah.
The average, as we talked about pre-game, almost 3 steals a game. We finally go to Watkins, the big man underneath. Back out, Jawato. Back to Watkins. Nearly slipped by Paul Apanobranchay.
Oh, that's 1 second left on the
Knights. He will inbound it. Esho all the way. Slamma jammer.
And the defense wasn't ready for that one. They all thought it was going to go to the outside for a reset because it was a 14-second shot clock, and Maxi Esho said, no, thank you, I'll just dunk it.
Lish forces it inside. No go. Behind the back for Esho. Jawato is all alone for another juice.
Out of the Knights.
Speaking of three-pointers, the Knights are actually 0 for 7. But then decided to take it to the hole. Now they've tied up the ball game at 10 all. Travis, step back Jay. Short.
Well, we all know that Romeo Travis, a little bit of a diesel engine working for him. Usually comes to life at around the 3rd period. But if he can get some points right now, that's going to be a big bonus for Mono.
Perry posting up. Oh. Apato will inbound the ball with 14 on the shot clock. Jawato open, triple. That's good.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a matter of time. He's had 2 open looks already. He's missed that, but because he made 3 layups, sort of gave him a little bit more confidence to stroke it from the outside. And now the Knights are on top. This is an 11-zip run for the visitors.
Travis, nowhere to go. They go to Lish against Wong Wei Long, 2 ABL veterans. Travis inside. Bang.
And this lineup could be the difference maker here, and they know that. They were in the finals last year, and they know a playoff caliber team when they see one.
That's exactly right. Jawato. Go to Herring. Whips it out. Back to Jawato. Esho. Triple. That doesn't go. That was a sort of a forced shot for Max Esho.
But you know that Brian Rawson wants to keep the pressure on those on the defense of the Mono Vampire. Replace Romeo Travis. Now this is a big luxury. He's not replacing Malcolm White as we are accustomed to seeing. Professional basketball players, there is no such thing as being cold. You got to be ready all the time.
Of course, for Moses Morgan, this is sort of a new role for him after being a star, so to speak, for the Saigon here for a lot of those years.
Well, you know, for Moses Morgan, he's got to relish this 6-man role as Singletary goes all the way. The thing is also with 6-man, you're a 6-man.
Of the 14 points of Mono Vampire. Apanobranchay. White against Watkins. Watkins.
He's a great addition to this Mono Vampire squad.
And if you're a team that's struggling for wins, you kind of need that leader to step up, as he does in that very play.
He asked for that ball. That wasn't really his play, but you know, Singletary said, all right, big fella, try one.
Coming up on 1.5 minutes here in the first quarter. Watkins takes the outside J. That's long.
You're gonna give him that every day. You're gonna give him that. If he's gonna settle for that outside shot, let him take it.
Morgan from deep. Rebound goes to the Knights. Kunyawan. Iwato sizing up Singletary. Loses the basketball. Singletary. Layup. Misses, but Moses Morgan is there to clean up the mess.
I was about to say that this is the second unit of the Mono Vampire that the CLS Knights have to take advantage of. There is no Romeo Travis and no Tyler Lamb on the floor, but still it is Mono Vampire up by 5.
45 seconds remaining here in the opening canto. 5-point lead for Mono Vampire. Esho from deep. Rims out. Here comes Mono Vampire. Singletary. Up and in! To have his back against the wall, so we might see a different kind of Singletary in the remaining elimination games.
Well, they match their biggest lead of the game right now. Singletary already double figures. We're still here in the first.
About 4 to 5 second shot clock and game clock differential. Aaron's got to make a move. We go to Jawato. Jawato missed from deep. 6 seconds. Herring recovers. Up, slips. Has to put it up. That's a no-go, and that will end.
I'm saying this every time I hear his name. If not for Jericho Ilagan, you know, the ABL would not be where it is today. So congratulations, Chief. Happy birthday to you, and you've done a great job at the helm of the ASEAN Basketball League.
Back to the action as Tyler.
Yeah, he's got to adjust real quick because Tyler Lamb is going to run over him if he lets his guard down just for a bit.
Double-digit lead for the home team, 24 to 13. Sandy Kurunyawan. Another miss from deep for the Knights. Travis back in the ball game. So you see the luxury of Coach Douglas Marty putting in different combinations of imports as Moses Morgan gets the short stab.
And you know what? Romeo Travis is one of the quickest studies I've ever seen in this side of the world. He understands the system real quick. This is only his 3rd game in a Mono Vampire uniform, and he's dishing off no-look passes as well.
It's Herring against Travis. Wong Wei Long. Another try from deep. Finally, a 3-pointer for Wong Wei Long.
You got to be happy for Wong Wei Long. He missed his first 3, but the instructions are just keep shooting. You are the best 3-point shooter in the history of this league. You got to get hot.
Speaking of 3-pointers, Apero Vilanchai cannot answer, but Moses Morgan is there, but blocked. Here's that matchup. It's Herring against Lamb. Herring. Oh, bobbles it up. Apero Vilanchai. Tantachon is there. Oh, that's a poor play from Apero Vilanchai.
Well, he wanted to look for a foul there, but you know the defense was ready for him.
Kunyawan left all alone all day, and he makes them pay with a 3-pointer.
That's a layup for Sandy Kunyawan. If you give him that much space, he did miss his first shot, but you know Sandy Kunyawan is probably the best shooter in Indonesia, and he's on this team for a reason.
And you got to credit Douglas Herring, always finding his teammates at the most opportune time.
I'm telling you, Doug Herring is a walking triple-double.
Travis muscles his way inside. Draws
His coach, he's going to be so hard on himself that he's going to want to bounce back. And they came off 2 wins already. He's 2-0 with the Mono Vampire. He wants to make it 3-0, especially here at home.
And of course, that type of player, as Esho is fouled so far, only has 2 points.
That was a dunk earlier. That was his only score of the game.
Oh, drop pass from Wong Wei Long.
This game.
So despite the 3-point shooting woes, the foul trouble, and Knights are only down by 7.
You're right. They are doing this in terms of their defense. They're already down by 13 or 14 earlier.
Oh, straight away 3.
Tyler Lamb, quiet in the first quarter, now has 5 quick points here in the second.
Watkins spins, loses the basketball. Travis on the break. Travis.
Oh, it's still inbounds when it hits Romeo Travis. Great call by the official.
Jawato, they go right back to Watkins. Hook shot. Miss. Watkins still scoreless here in the game.
But he's getting close. He's starting to get that position against Malcolm White. Oh!
Singletary from deep.
Avenge the loss actually that they had here a month ago, last January 9, when they were blown out of this building due to 18 three-pointers for the CLS Knights. They've had 3 three-pointers so far today, 3 of 14. So far Mono is keeping them at bay, but for how long?
Herring gets the bucket to go. And talking about on the road, Mono is 1-7 on the road, so they need to get this home win to get some confidence as they go on the road against the Knights.
But of course,
where do you get your bearings to try to start a new win streak once again?
Well, you got to start again where that first winning streak started, which is right in this building. You know you got these same guys in your building the next time around. So you want to win here and defend home court where they've almost been spotless this season. So it has to start here for the CLS Knights. They're not doing a good job of it, but we all know that basketball is a 4-quarter game.
Malcolm White makes the big. Left all alone momentarily, and he knocks it down with the short stack.
Credit Romeo Travis again for seeing a wide open teammate. Very unselfish.
Esho trying to make some space against Travis. They go to Wong Wei Long, baseline drive. Kicks it out. They go right back to Esho. 5 on the shot clock, fades. A loose ball foul.
White. And Malcolm White, feeds off of these shots. It makes him more aggressive, more energetic.
Another try from Wong Wei Long. Another miss. Here's Lish. They go right to Travis. Travis is complaining. He got pulled on that play. Herring takes aim. This is the shot. So the three-pointer has not been the friend of Indonesia in this game. Yes, sirree! Up high and down hard from Malcolm White.
Malcolm White in the game against the Wolf Warriors had about 6 or 7 dunks of that nature. And here at home, it's amplified.
You forget that these are very athletic guys.
Yeah.
Can really slam it down. Steal by Singletary. Another alley-oop. Tyler Lamb this time takes it upon himself.
You gotta love the way Mono is moving the ball around. Yes, there is no more Jason Brickman, but everybody now becomes a Jason Brickman. They are so unselfish with the basketball, and this is their biggest lead of the game. Could be more, but at least just
selfishness. Like 3 games in for Travis, 3 games in for Lamb, 2 games in for Travis, that they're clicking right away.
I'm not surprised at all because you just brought in, as we're gonna have a traveling violation. He's not gonna post up and bully people around if it's not part of the play. So you're talking about 2 of the most unselfish stars. Mono Vampire just got great additions to their squad.
Great points as Esho scoops it up and miss. Leash, he's got Singletary on the corner. Singletary from 3, that doesn't go.
Maxi has just gotta get aggressive here.
It's Herring against Travis. Herring goes 1-on-1. Wong Wei Long, another try, another miss.
He's gotta keep shooting though. You gotta feel for Wong Wei Long. But this unit is on the floor is a shooting unit.
Jawato trickles that basketball.
You see Romeo Travis thinking, should I go up and tap it? Should I go up and tap it? It was bouncing on the ring about 3 or 4 times before it decided to go in.
The defensive rotation was late, and you know what? Travis just let it fly by.
Uh-oh.
Up and no go. At least he recovers the basketball. So, slippery hands won't stop Michael Singletary.
Yeah, he's got to stay away from the corn with butter until the halftime break, but he was able to get the job done. Back to a 19-point lead.
So you see that's like the second alley-oop attempt. So the Mono Vampire is going for the kill. Last 2 minutes in the second quarter.
Boy, oh boy, CLS Knights just can't buy a bucket.
Malcolm White inside, slamma jamma.
Harold Watkins is confused already right now. They need him on offense, he's on offense. They need him on defense, he's on defense. He can't be in 2 places at the same time, especially the way Mono is using their transition game to build this 21-point lead. What a shot!
What a play from Maxi Esho and asking for a foul. Timeout on the floor. It's 45-26, a minute and 42 remaining in the second. It is a 45-26 lead for Mono Vampire. They have outscored their opponent 24-13 here in the second quarter.
I'm telling you, the amount of shots taken by the CLS Knights, look at that, 35 attempts. They have more attempts than Mono Vampire, but they're just not going in for some reason. Whereas Mono is having a field day from everywhere on the floor.
Tyler Lamb, another long bomb for Mono Vampire. Begging for that foul. Joato looks up on the clock. They have 10 to work with. Herring posting up leash. Oh!
The ball down and shoot all the time. He's got to trust that shots from Brandon Joato, shots from Maxi Esho are eventually going to fall. They've been having a rough first half, but you know there's always the second half to look forward to.
50 seconds remaining. Tantachon loses the leather. Herring with the steal. Herring pushing. Goes to the corner. Kunyawan. Finally a three-pointer for the BTN CLS Knights.
And that's the second one for Sandy right there. And this is exactly your point earlier. Doug Herring is going to try to be aggressive, but at the same time he wants his teammates to be as aggressive as him. So he found Sandy Kunyawan for that easy corner three.
Lish tries to answer. That one doesn't go.
This is a crucial stretch now for the Knights. If they score here, they put a lot of pressure on Mono going into the second half.
Kunyawan back-to-back. Fails to make another triple. Roughly 4 seconds left. Lamb has to put it up. Nearly knocks it down.
And the first quarter, Joato did a good job in trying to find those penetrations. They have to look for those high percentage shots first before going for those three-point baskets that they're known for.
Joato, the leading scorer for the Knights with 11 at the break. Douglas Herring, 7 points, 7 assists. Fadeaway J, no go. Gets his own miss, another attempt, and Herring finishes.
And Herring is now going to have to start things off very well, sustain what he did in that first half, and he's off to a good start here in the second.
Lish runs into traffic, one way long, picks up the leather. He's got Esho on the wing. Esho all the way for 2.
6 points, or make that 7 points for Maxi Esho in this game. He's got to get 20 and 10. We were talking about this earlier. He needs to get 20 and 10 if the Knights want to have a chance. They're only down by 12 at this point.
Singletary, he had 15 and 10 in the first half. As White knocks down the jumper.
You got to remember that Malcolm White does have that in his arsenal. Doesn't use it often, but when he does, it's usually money.
Watkins goes inside, kicks it out. Joato knocks it down.
Now they're getting those open looks again, but this time they're making it. They're taking their time on offense. This is a bad sign for Mono. Their defense now has to extend.
Lamb tries to answer. He doesn't. 50-39. 11-point game. Coming on on 8.5 minutes remaining in the third. Herring attacks. Watkins is fouled on for a couple of days ago.
You gotta be patient. You gotta stay within the flow of the offense. Brian Rowson's a pretty good coach. He was a national coach as well for the country of Qatar for quite a while. So he's been around. He knows what he's doing. You gotta trust the coach.
And traveling. So the Knights starting the third period fairly well. They've outscored the Mono Vampires 8-2 so far. Herring attacks. Sees an opening. Up and no go. Lamb. Behind the back pass.
Oh!
White doesn't finish the play, but Travis is there for the putback.
That's what Romeo Travis does. You don't really have to set up plays for him. He just stays around the rim, looks for the garbage, and turns it into gold.
Long way low to Esho. He needs to get going. We go to the corner, stolen by Travis.
And Wong Wei Long open for the pass back. They elected to go cross court. For guys like Watkins and Esho to operate in.
So for kids out there, if you're struggling shooting the basketball, you just gotta keep on shooting.
If you're a shooter like Wong Wei Long, now this is gonna help him. He gets a layup. The moment you see that ball going into the rim, it develops your confidence. And Wong Wei Long is a natural born scorer.
Ball really stolen by Herring. Travis attacks. Reverse layup is good.
It's so simple. Basketball is so simple for Romeo Travis. He's not going to go for the flashy play. In fact, he hardly shoots three-pointers because he thinks those are low percentage shots, at least in his skill set.
Jawata gets the bucket to go.
Gets that drop step. First step against Mike Singletary.
Singletary goes baseline. Forces it up.
As well in this game. He's got to get those touches. He's got to put that ball up whenever he can.
Coming up on 6:15 remaining in the third. Ball picked up by Lamb.
That's what he does.
Mono on the break. Lamb wide open. Misses the three. Travis recovers the basketball. We go to White. Kicks it out. Singletary. Lamb, baseline drive, flips it up.
Those taking free throws because they might hear us. It's so quiet in this gym when somebody takes free throws. Moses Morgan and Freddie Leash.
That's right. So those three guys have made a living the past couple of seasons as heritage imports. As Wong Wei Long loses. Wong Wei Long go way back.
Yeah.
Those battles against the Singapore Stingers and the high-tech Bangkok City.
Oh yeah, way back.
Singletary on the drive. Follow-up dunk is a no-go for Malcolm White. Punyawan thought about the three. Jawata left all alone. His shot doesn't go.
Oh, Maxi Esho's not getting any touches here.
Singletary up and in.
To push the basketball with a guy by the name of Sam DeGuara as their center. So they got a lot of things done, despite the fact that Big Sam is not the quickest. I would still think that the Saigon home crowd is probably the craziest I've ever seen in this league.
Yes. Shout out to the fans in Saigon.
Yeah, you guys are the best home crowd I have ever seen.
Travis fades, that is short. Singletary, no foul as he went up with the
halfway mark, but we saw the numbers for Mike Singletary, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Those are the kinds of numbers that Maxi Esho has to churn out time in this game.
With Esho struggling, do you believe somebody else needs to step up as Singletary knocks it down?
22 in the game. Mike Singletary believes that they can have 8 players so far in the rotation for Mono, and it's been working for them. They're up by 17.
4:22 remaining. Singletary, another three. Misses on that attempt. Herring, Punyawan. He is shut down from the corner.
Sandy's got to shoot that the moment he gets it.
Singletary goes up, draws up.
Taking turns bringing down the ball. Everybody's taking turns setting things up. And I believe with this unit on the floor, it'll actually be Mike Singletary and Tyler Lamb doing the backcourt chores. Oh, wow.
Esho misses. Watkins also misses. Put back also no go.
Boy, CLS just can't buy a basket even if
Upper
it's right in front
Belanchan.
of them.
Raise it up and in.
Longtime member of the Thai national team with his first field goal of the game.
Watkins, Esho, fouled. A very strong note.
You want to be down by at least 12 already. 12, 11 points, you're within striking distance, and start to bomb away. I mean, Wong-Wei Long's not even on the floor right now. He's the guy who needs to warm up.
Singletary. Upper Belanchan, back to Singletary from deep. Knocks it down.
Unselfish basketball. That is the culture right now of the Mono Vampire, and they are looking like a pretty formidable squad.
Singletary up to
Coming off a loss. They had their 7-game win streak snapped. They will be at home in the next game against this very same Mono Vampire squad, but how will their confidence level be knowing that they've lost back-to-back games?
in these last 2 games.
Yeah, but a loss here for the CLS Knights will bring them down to 9-9, and that will technically be still ahead of a lot of teams that are trying to make it to the playoffs.
That was Tirawat Chatachon with the putback. Esho knocks down the baseline J.
Maxi might get 20 in this game. They might still go on to lose, but they need his confidence moving forward as well.
Coming up on 2:15 remaining in the third quarter. It's 73-54 for Mono Vampire. Shot clock down to 10. Moses Morgan has to make his move. Morgan slips, stumbles. Ball picked up by Sandy Cunyawan. Cunyawan had Herring on the break, opts to kick it out to Esho.
Maxi's got to get the ball back here. Oh, well,
Cunyawan,
that's okay.
wide open, short.
If you can get Sandy any form of opening, that's okay as well.
Beautiful feed.
Here as well. Sorot City, also one of the up-and-coming point guards. Chichaya Nanti, of course, a very, very dynamic player. So we're talking about 5 legitimate players from Thailand who could make a difference in the Southeast Asian region very, very soon.
We talk about EBIL experience. They went to the finals last year.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
They played critical minutes for Mono last year.
That's very huge for them and their development.
Lam asks for a pick. Takes the 3.
Goes feet away for Tyler Lamb, and it was an air ball.
Herring has 10 to work with.
Oh, wow.
Between the legs.
Wow.
Up and in. Douglas Herring, show us the moves.
That was a Tracy McGrady-like move for Doug Herring to get those 2 points.
Bullet pass inside. Herring. Sorry, that was Singletary.
Mike Singletary continuing to work. 27 big points already. Out. And that's why they're up by 18.
25 seconds remaining. Tyler Lam with the basketball against Brandon Jawato. Shot clock to 6. Morgan from deep. Misses. Rebound to Herring. Time winding down. Douglas Herring fumbles the leather. Jawato has to put it up.
I don't think that's going to count. Down to 12 within the first 3 minutes of this third period. We have a chance.
Talk about a good problem to have. You have tape because you're dunking too much.
Yeah, that's what he told me. I'm not sure I should believe that, though.
Singletary to Travis from deep. Misses.
It's one of the rare times that Romeo Travis is actually going to take a 3-point shot. He was just too wide open.
Jawato loses the leather. Mono is on the run. Singletary to Travis. Travis! Major racket lead.
You don't need as many points from Romeo Travis because everybody else can provide that, but he gives so many intangibles like that dunk over there and the intensity that he gives on defense, his basketball IQ on offense, it's amazing.
Singletary inside to White. That's a beautiful play. Beautiful read from Michael Singletary.
They're putting this game away right now, Mono Vampire, and sending a message to the rest of the league. They're going to be up against CLS Knights next, but after the game in Indonesia, they'll be back home as
to have played in the Philippine Basketball Association.
That is true. And remember, the first time that San Miguel Ala Pilipinas and Mono Vampire played, San Miguel Ala Pilipinas required overtime to win that game in Santa Rosa, Laguna.
That's exactly right. As a White inside for Mono Vampire. Esho fakes the three, goes a little closer, but still can't find the bottom of the net.
Now for the CLS guys, we're going to have a kick. What are they doing wrong here? This is not the same way they played against Singapore, although Singapore blew them out of the building. It was just Mono just really doing a lot of things right. He's so unselfish with the ball.
You're exactly right, Noel. Now it's a 25-point lead. Mono putting their opponent to sleep.
And just to think that a month ago, that was actually their first road win of the season when the CLS beat Mono here last January 9th.
The CLS has not played a lot of close games. I think the last close game, the last 10 games, was their tight matchup against Westport's Malaysia Dragons. So they haven't played.
And if they can actually, their next matchup is against Mono. I don't think Mono's going to blow them away over at the Gorkata Jaya gym. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot closer. That gym, a lot of the opponents have a hard time in those conditions in Surabaya. So it's going to be a lot closer, and maybe we'll see the true character of this CLS Knights squad. If they want to be a playoff team, they got to prove that they can beat a playoff-bound team as well. For about 12 feet.
So how big a factor was the loss of Jason Brickman, and how do you think, as a team, they responded? You talked about the selfishness and the willingness to pass, and you think they talked about it as a team, especially with the departure?
Everybody has to share the ball. You see Romeo Travis sometimes as a stretch forward doing the point guard chores as well. They just need to share the ball more. Mono has just shown the blueprint of their entire season moving forward in this game against the CLS Knights.
So right now, actually, the 5 on the floor for Mono, as Travis misses. Singletary is the one bringing up the basketball and sharing the leather.
Don't be surprised if you see Karupanapirong Vilaychay do some point guard chores as well. Boy, Maxi Esho has just been absent today.
So Singletary, as we've mentioned, sharing a bit of the point guard duties, gets the pick from Klahan. Team Singapore Singers. Today he has 5 points and 2 for 8 shooting. So back-to-back woeful shooting for Wong Wei Long.
He's got to keep shooting this one. This game could be out of reach already as Watkins makes.
It is an 85-68 advantage as we take a look at Brandon Jawato. He had 16 points, but really not a lot of help from Maxi Esho and Daryl Watkins.
Yeah, he became a non-factor, of course, in the second half. Sang Tong was looking for his first field goal of the game.
So 3 locals and 4 locals, including Tyler Lam and Romeo Travis for the Mono Vampire.
February's going to get his first basket of the game as well. This lead is only 15. We're at the halfway mark. And, Mono can't relax here. They're already playing with as well. And he has a younger brother right now who's probably going to make this team next year. He's a lot bigger, a lot quicker, and shoots a lot more. So let's wait for the Klahan brothers probably to come together in this team.
That could be a headache for the rest of the league.
Besides Brandon Jawato, who actually got his regular numbers in this game. However, you need all 5 of the starters for CLS to be clicking, especially against a team like Mono Vampire playing at home and a 2-game win streak. It's about to be a 3-game win streak now.
That was a beautiful pass from Chicha Ananti to Romeo Travis. What a find from Ananti.
Remaining, just in case CLS starts to get any ideas of coming back with 4:20 remaining.
February inbounds to Watkins. The 2-man game. Back to Jawato. Wong Wei Long fakes the 3. Oh.
Still have it.
Ball nearly stolen. Esho. Shot clock winding down. Forces the 3. No go. So Knights have 14 seconds to work with. They go to Watkins. Watkins has had a rough game. Here's the three.
That would have cut the lead down to 12, and they might have gotten some ideas that they could still come back. But now Mono's going to start playing the clock.
3:42 remaining in the game. Travis against Esho. Travis with a fade. Banker doesn't go. One way long. Time is not on the side for the Indonesian squad. We need a bucket right here. Watkins spins. Goes to the glass. Misses. The shots have not been falling even in the fourth quarter for the Knights.
Yeah, we got to look at that shot chart to see how many were challenged and not challenged. That was an unchallenged shot from Daryl Watkins. They missed about 10 of those today. Those little unchallenged shots. Well, let's put this in perspective. They've only won twice on the road the entire season.
Esho with the sledgehammer. You know, if you're a player traveling around different countries, that sense of home will really put you at ease shooting a basketball.
Especially if you have all sorts of advantages on your home floor, like in Gorkertajaya. The only team that knows how to play in Gorkertajaya are the CLS Knights. Everybody struggles in that building.
But if you want a very serious playoff contender, you got to learn how to play on the road.
And that's going to 5 and 12. Mono Vampire could actually be a team that the top-tiered playoff teams want to avoid already because of the way they're playing. I mean, if you're San Miguel Ala Pilipinas, if the playoffs started today, number one, you're going up against number 8 Mono. You want to make sure you bring your A game against this number 8 team. Mono's starting to look as legit as they were last season.
Squads, I believe.
Yeah, this is the best time to get it done with under 2 minutes to go. Now, it's supposed to be in the Southeast Asian region. When Indonesia goes up against Thailand, Indonesia usually has the number of Thailand. But now with the development of Mono, if these two national teams meet, it could be a neck-and-neck battle. Thailand might even have an advantage already. And I don't think the score is going to look like this with Mono on the Mono scoring a 17-point lead with this much time remaining when they go up against each other in Gorkertajaya in a few days. Probably one of the top 5 contenders for local MVP as well. So this team is pretty stacked. They just need to get it together. And when you're playing at home, so hard to beat them.
Mono is going to be 5 and 12. Still in 9th place. They are chasing the number 8 team, West Sports Malaysia Dragons, who are 5 and 8.
Yeah, they're 17 games in. They're going to have 9 more games remaining. And who knows, because the CLS Knights at 3 and 7 at one point, everybody thought that they were dead in the water already. They're not going to make the playoffs. If the playoffs started today, they're probably going to be, the 6th seed. So anything can still happen in this the longest ABL season in history.
So if you're Mono and CLS, you want to be right in the middle of the pack together with your Hong Kong Eastern, Macau Black Bears. So really, it's going to be a very interesting race to the playoffs.
Right, and the top-tier teams right now, San Miguel Ala Pilipinas, Saigon Heat, the Formosa Dreamers, Singapore Slingers, they're looking at the bottom right now, are the teams that may qualify underneath, and how strong they're starting to get. CLS is getting very, very strong, and right now, of course, make the playoffs. So it's very interesting how the second half of the season winds down.
Last 10 seconds of the game. It's going to be
a
dominant win for Mono Vampire Basketball Club. 92 to 76. And that's all she wrote here in